Hey everybody, it's me Jesse, and we're gonna do a little React Native work today. Uh, First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my mom who watches the stream. So I don't know if she's watching now, but uh, she might watch or listen to this at some point. So hi mom. But yesterday was not a great day for this app that we've been working on. So there was an event, and we were advertising the app at an event and trying to get people to sign up for the app. And there were some bugs with the login process. And so that's pretty bad if you're trying to get people to sign up and log into the app. So we ended up narrowing it down. There were a few other bugs, but that was probably the most major one. Although I will say this, be careful about um, having data in your app in other languages. So the word for test in Portuguese Brazilian is not something you want to show up in your English app. Um, so yeah, it wasn't a good day. Yesterday was just kind of a blur of trying to fix bugs as quickly as possible and get them pushed out. I will say there was a kind of a unique bug where when the user first logged in, they hey, my mom is watching. Hey, mom. I'm on. How's it going? Nice to see you here. I'm doing all right. Yeah, after yesterday was rough. I was not doing all right yesterday. I was very stressed. But anyway, the basic issue, and I'm just gonna share this in case anybody else is using similar tech. We're using Microsoft Code Push, so that's through Microsoft's App Center product, which lets you update your app basically in the time it takes to push out a new JavaScript package. So very quickly you can update your app, and when the user opens the app, they get the new bundle. So we had it set so that when the user opens the app, it doesn't automatically update. They close the app first or move it to the background, and then when the app comes back to the foreground, it updates, which causes a refresh of the app. So our login process includes a code that gets emailed to you that you have to then type into a screen. Well, what was happening is the user opens the app for the very first time. It checks for the bundle, downloads it in the background, but doesn't install it. Then the app goes to the background while they go to their email to check for their code. When they come back to the app, it refreshes and it leaves the screen. It goes back to the home screen and it leaves the screen where you're supposed to enter in um, your code that you've been emailed. Well, there's no way to get back to that screen if the app refreshes. So then the users would try to go back in and create the account again, and it would tell them your account's already been created, because technically it had been, it just hadn't been verified yet. So I tried to change the settings in App Center to try to immediately update it. That didn't seem to work. So then we decided to skip verification. So we were frantically trying to skip verification. So I had two people on my team, one working back end, one working front end, trying to solve that. We really didn't get it solved before the event was over. So it's definitely a big learning experience. I think we need to do a lot more testing. We have one person on the team working on automated testing, but we don't have that really implemented yet as something that happens regularly. So anyway, we've been working really fast and basically trying to put in a lot of new features without writing tests and without a lot of time to manually test. And I'd say when we do that, the potential for major bugs to creep in is pretty high. So it's a good thing to learn from. But today, I'm going to try to basically forget about yesterday, only remember the lessons that we learned from yesterday, and get right back into the code. So I've gone back in the to-do list, and I've pulled out something that has been in the backlog for a while, and we're going to work on that today. And I'd say if you ever face an issue, this isn't the first time I'd faced something like this, like a major major issues in production. Um, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when stuff doesn't work. But the best thing to do about it is just keep on moving, keep on coding. I mean, yesterday I was upset, but today we got to get back to work. Um, I think that's a good mindset to have in general, whether even if it's not work related. Things happen. Sometimes it's our fault that they happen. Sometimes we could have done things better. We just got to take a lesson from it and move on. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to share with my team today when we meet after this stream. And, we're going to move on. The app's going to be better for it. And next time we have an event, we're not going to repeat the same mistakes. All right. So where am I at here? First things first, let's do a poll, right? So it's beginning of the day. I'm on the main branch. I want to make sure I get all the latest updates. So let's do git pool. See if we have any updates. Hey, we're already up to date. Awesome. All right. I recommend starting your day out with a git pool always. That way you can avoid merge conflicts or avoid working on files that have already changed and potentially having to redo your work. Okay. Oh, we got let's see, Yezu fan. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that in the chat. Hey, how's it going? Says, are you going to explain how to make hyperlink text in React Native? So we're going to make hyperlinks in React Native open in a web browser. For hyperlink text, there's actually a plugin, like if you want to change something in text, there's a React hyperlink plugin that you can get. Let's go to our package.json so we can see the actual plugin. So we've done this. I don't know if we did it in a previous stream or not, or if I added that in at some other time, but in the package.json, it should be React native hyperlink or something like that. Maybe React hyperlink. Yep, React native hyperlink. Let me make this bigger. So React native hyperlink is a good package to go to if you're trying to make hyperlinks appear in React Native. But what we want to do today is we want to make a new branch and then start developing on that branch. So we're going to do 178 is our issue number. So it's been around for a while because we're up in the 400s for our other issues. So this is going to be git checkout with the B flag. And we're going to call this branch, what did I say it was, 178? So we're going to add a link to Twitter, but we're going to make this link open up. Do we want this in an in-app browser? Yeah. So we basically have two issues we're going to work on today. We want to add in a link to Twitter, but we also want to open links in an in-app browser. So let's actually let's do the in-app browser thing first. The in-app links. All right. Since they're two different issues, I'm going to have two different branches, but we're going to work on them both today. So first of all, let's find some place where we're actually opening a link in an external browser, like in the phone browser, and then we will switch it over to open in an in-app browser. So I think it's going to be open linking dot open URL. That's it. There we are. Linking dot open URL. Let's find a component that's going to be easy to get to. All right, let's do this community search screen. or the settings screen. Yeah, the settings screen is going to be easy to get to. Let's do that one. We have a couple of links on the settings screen. Oops, let's find it. All right, so our settings screen is like a list of links right now, and we have various forms on our website that we take the user to. But it'd be nicer if they didn't have to go out of the app to do things that are really like, potentially we want to have these in-app at one point. It would be a nicer experience. But for now, we want to open these links. So these 3 links in app. And I've done a little bit of research and I found a library that does this. So let me pull it over on this screen. So React Native in-app browser seems like it's pretty up to date. It was just updated yesterday. Has quite a few contributors. It's used by a lot of people. Even has GitHub sponsors. So this seems like a pretty solid library. All right, so we're gonna get started with this. We're gonna install it. It's React Native in-app browser reborn. So the package name when you install it's actually different than the GitHub repo name, but that's okay. I'm gonna move this to my other screen, and we can reference that as we go. But what we want to do is I use Yarn for my package manager, so I'm gonna do Yarn add, and I'm gonna paste that in. This is gonna be the first step. Yezu fan says, thanks, you're welcome. Hopefully that's helpful to you. And as we're going along, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm happy to stop and answer questions. If you're watching this later on, you can put your questions in the comments. Or you could find me on Twitter or Instagram. Sometimes I'm on Facebook, but not often. So Twitter's probably the easiest way, I think, to get a hold of me. All right, almost installed. I'm going to take a look at pulling this. Let's see. Let's import this. So we're importing in-app browser. And then where we have this linking.open URL, we're going to change that to in-app browser dot open. And then we can pass in a bunch of let's see, they give like a ton of options for what we can pass in. Let's grab this. We'll just start out with a bunch of options and take out the ones that we maybe don't need. So first thing you pass in is the URL. The second thing you pass in is in an object that has lots of options. So you see there's a ton of stuff. We're just going to test it with the options that we copy and pasted over, and then we can edit them, or actually, let's do this since we're going to have multiple links. Maybe we'll say const link options equals, and then we'll paste them here. That way we don't clutter up the code too much. So now we can just pass in link options. All right, let's go to our app and see if this works or see what errors we're getting. Where's it at? I thought I had it open. There it is. I'm gonna pull this on the screen, go to settings. Oops, may need to restart that. What do we got? An error. In-app browser has already been declared. What happened? Somehow we got a double import. Don't want that. Maybe it auto imported somehow. Hey, Dana Scripts here. Says, how's it going? Not too bad. Not too bad. Yesterday was rough, but today is going pretty good so far. Got a workout in this morning. Oh, I woke up very early, and the moon was still out, and Jupiter was out. And I used my new binoculars that I got for Father's Day, and I was able to look at Jupiter and see some of the moons. They looked like tiny little dots, but I was able to see them. It was really cool. Uh-oh. I'm having that same error again where these buttons at the bottom just are not working. Usually the solution is to refresh and then they work. All right, so we have this report a problem button. Let's click it, see what happens. There we are. Okay, so this is in-app browser. So you could see it didn't open up a new browser. If we look at our apps that are open, whoops. You see it's just Tabella. This is still inside Tabella. Whoops. So there we go. This is in Tabella. The colors look... Actually, we might not have to change very much because the colors are looking pretty good. Let's see what our options are, actually. Let's just go through these a little bit to see. So iOS properties. Android properties. Show title. I think I'm going to take the headers out. Let's see if it still works. Danish Gift says, "What? That's cool. I think you posted a pic of the moon before, right?" Yeah, I did. So my Instagram, I was able to like through my binoculars put my phone up to them and then zoom in on the moon. I took a really cool picture of the moon. I know people with more powerful equipment have taken amazing pictures, but for me, this was like one of the best pictures I ever took. You could see the craters on the moon. I tried to take a picture of Jupiter, but I couldn't line up the camera right. It's harder with smaller objects to get it right. So and it was getting light out like really quickly. The sun was starting to come up, so I just didn't have enough time to get it right. But hopefully, especially when winter comes and it gets really dark really early, I'm hoping to be able to take some cool pictures of the moon, more of the moon, and maybe hopefully some planets as well. All right, so it looks like it still works. Removing the header didn't really do anything. So that's great. I still kind of want to see what it looks like on iOS, but I'm on a PC right now, so I'll have to wait and switch to my Mac later and test that out. But it looks like that works. So you could see the difference if we do this versus clicking on that. See, it opens up in a totally different browser, totally different app. Right? So let's do the same thing that we just did here, and we're going to do it in our, let's see, in app browser dot open, and I want to make sure that we didn't get an automatic import this time. All right, cool, we did not. And we'll do the same thing here. All right. And so this should work. Yep. In-app browser. Did that open in the in-app? It looks like it, but the header is all white this time. Thought it was a different color before. It was. Isn't that odd? Oh, you know what? We didn't add our options in. That's why. So you need to add linking up or link options to each one of these. There we go. Now let's try it out. Yep, there we are. Now we have the header with color. Awesome. And are we still using linking somewhere? Oh, we are. What is this? URL opener. In-app browser is available. Huh. Were we already using this for something? It looks like it. I can't remember if I wrote this code or not, or what it's for. Where were we using this? Oh, for our login redirect. All right, so I guess it has something to do with our logins, maybe our log out. Maybe that's where it's opening at. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I added this code, or if I did, it was so long ago, I don't remember at all. All right, interesting. We've already been using this in the app in at least one place, just in a different way. All right, cool. Well, that's cool. We didn't actually need to add a new package to the app. So whatever I just did, maybe it updated it. I don't know, but um, it's cool that we're not actually adding a new package. It was an existing package. So at this point, while we're on this screen, let's actually just add this Twitter link onto the screen since we're here. And I'm not even gonna switch branches. Since this is such a small change, I'm just gonna do it on this one branch. Um, so we're gonna add it in here to support, and so we need to find here. We're doing this. And we're gonna copy and paste that so that we could say share on Twitter. So they do want to please add this to the support setting menu. Okay. Double checking the link. I think I need to change the link because let me show you. So when I did the link, it opened this up and automatically filled out a tweet. Join me in downloading Tabella. But it looks like the link got shortened somehow, and it says and much more. So I'm not sure what it's supposed to say. We may have to write a message to my team or to somebody. Here we go. I'm going to write a message right now asking what the link's supposed to say. All right, so I don't think the person on my team who needs to answer this question is on right now, so we might not get an answer right now. So we may just take, let's do this. Let's get it looking correct, and then we'll just comment it out for now. So on press, we want to, I guess we can go and to be honest, for this link, I don't know if we want it to open in the browser. Because if a user has Twitter on their phone, we would want it to open the app. So I think we're going to go with the normal linking for this one. So we can go with linking dot open URL, and we'll just paste in, for now I guess we'll paste in this URL, which is not the correct one like I just showed you, but at least we'll have it. Let's make a note here. To do add correct URL, and then down here, oops, we need to change this. So we need to find a Twitter icon. So I usually have the icons open somewhere on my computer, but I don't know where they're at right now. So I'm going to open it up again. So I'm going to search for React Native vector icons, and then we get this icon directory. And this will tell us all the icons we can use with the React Native Vector Icons package, which is where we're getting our icons from. So we have Twitter. I think this looks good. This is kind of matching the style we have on the page with just the outline. So it looks like we can just say Twitter. So we'll keep the vendor feather, and we'll type in Twitter. Let's save that, and there we are. So we have share on Twitter, and this needs to say open Twitter. So when we're ready and we have the correct link, we can uncomment this. Oops. All right. So add a few comments so we know what's going on here. Hey, Michael's here. How's it going, Michael? All right. Now, let's take this import for in-app browser. Let's move this onto our other screen just so we have it. And then let's see, where else do we have an open URL with linking? We do have this page is not being used right now. I don't think that's being used. Podcasts. I don't know where this page is. All right, I don't know where that page is or if we're displaying it right now. It does not look familiar. These location cards, though. This one is Google Maps. We're going to leave it as is, so it'll open up in the map application. That's Google Maps. That's Google Maps. This card's not active yet. Cover image modal. Item user. All right, so let's open this one. I believe this is some type of invite link. Let's open this one in the in-app browser. And we're going to change this to in-app browser.open. And I'm not going to add in all the options right now. Probably what we should do is have the options for that browser live in a utility folder. So it's just a folder called utils where we put files in with bits of code that we're going to reuse throughout the app. We probably want to do that. Let's see. Just trying to keep track of time because I have a meeting coming up. I don't know if we'll get to that today or not, but that's probably a better way to do it. I mean, this will work right now, but if we want to have like our custom colors and stuff when we open it, then we need to have some options. And I don't want to have the options duplicated everywhere. Let's see this authentication modal. This may help fix our issue. The issue we had yesterday. If we open everything in the app, then the app doesn't get pushed to the background. All right, let's add in our in-app browser, and then in-app browser dot open. Save that. Oh, interesting. We're already using it here. Open auth. Oh, okay. This is already interesting. We're already using an app browser for the first part of this. Cool. Community details screen. So this one is just opening a form to claim a community. So this can be part of the app. In that browser, open. So this is not the most exciting stuff right now, since we're just kind of going through everything. All right, this is for a telephone, which I don't. We want this to open up in the apps, whatever the phone app is that they're using, which is usually the default for the phone. This is request community. We definitely want this to open in the app. So let's import this and change it to in-app browser dot open. Only have just a little bit left. Whoops, did I import? No. Import, and we use this. Yeah, browser.open, and then we just have. Why did I do this? Oh yeah, now I know why I did that. And then this one, I wonder. Let's get rid of this console though. I kind of want to just leave this here and not mess up anything. All right, cool. Let's see. I think we have everything switched over. I do want to check out that auth modal. So let's sign out. All right, so we've logged out. And then let's try to use the app without logging in. Let's see if I can follow. Nope, I need to go here and Let's see if this opens. Yeah, this opens externally, which, did it really? Actually, let me see. Yep, it did open externally. I thought we did something in auth modal. Oh well. As long as it still works, I'm okay with that. I was hoping it would open this internally. But it looks like it's still working. You still click on it and that works. All right, cool. Let's save this. Git commit. Let me add. We're gonna say feature open links in app. We're gonna do git push origin and then our branch name. All right, cool. So all of that now is in the app, and it's on GitHub. So the last step is just to actually merge this. So I want to show you how to do a merge. I know there's a few other things I said would be good to do, but not necessary to do right now. So let's just go over how to merge on GitHub. So unfortunately, this is not a public project, so you can't see this GitHub page. But you can see already it's telling us that this branch 195 in-app links has pushes, so we can compare and pull requests. And it's going to give us the opportunity to leave comments, which this is good. If you need to explain what you've done, it's good to leave some comments here. Although sometimes, like in this case, it's pretty obvious what was done, but sometimes it's not. So you need to do some comments. And then we can see all the changes that we made, right? So we've added in this in-app browser, add in the in-app browser. This package did get updated, so I guess that's good. Added that in. And when you go through these files, it's good to just double check and make sure that these are the changes you really do want to commit. So far, everything looks pretty good. Yep. All right, cool. Everything's looking good. So now we can create the pull request. And everything's good. So I ignore this because I'm not actually using this feature right now. I just never took it off of here. But you may have some tests that need to run. So depending on your like CI/CD pipeline, you may need to check for some tests. In this case, I don't, and I can just merge it. If there are conflicts, it'll let you know there. This one didn't have any conflicts. And then whenever I'm done, I do like to delete the branch. That way you don't get cluttered up with a ton of branches. And if we go back, we could see we just merged 21 seconds ago. And here's our last pull request. And I'll show you, let's see. We'll go to our projects board and we can see I have open all links in the in-app browser. Oops, I forgot to assign myself. And then let me make this bigger so you can see it. And then I can go down here and say, I'm going to link, I guess you can't see that. My head is in the way. All right, so now I can say, hey, this is pull request is linked to this, so we could go back and check it later on if we need to. And now I can close the issue. And then I can go in here and update this Twitter link one and say, here, let's add it at the top. I'm going to add a couple of little characters here just to let me know this is an update. And I'm going to say code is written. Just waiting a message for Twitter link. So update that. Now we know that that's what we're waiting on. And so this is just GitHub project. It's a Kanban board. You can see we have different engineers assigned to different tasks. All right, the backlog is stuff we know needs done, but it's not a priority. The to-do list is everything we really want to try to get done this week. And then in progress is what we're working on right now. I have a couple in progress because I was kind of looking at these, getting stuck. And so I just pulled over some other stuff for the sake of the stream. And then we have a place for testing. And then done. So you can see we haven't been using this for all of the project, but we kind of switched halfway through from Notion to GitHub projects. We already have 266 tasks done. So it's quite a lot of work. And we had probably more than that done on Notion as well. So these boards become very helpful because otherwise, like trying to track all those tasks is pretty difficult. So having some type of board, you can do a similar thing on Notion. You can do a similar thing on Microsoft has a product. I think it's like Azure DevOps. That's very similar. And I'm trying to think, what's Trello. Trello is another way you can keep track with a Kanban style. So there's a lot of good products out there to help you track your projects. And especially, I think it helps me even if I'm working on a project solo, just by myself. But it definitely helps when you have more than one person on a project. I would say it's like almost necessary to have, maybe not this exactly, but something similar to this. All right, awesome. So, well, we've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, or at least as much as we can do with the information that we have. And if anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat right now. I'd be happy to answer that. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap the stream up. I've got a meeting with my engineers coming up soon. And I'd like to do another stream on this project, at least one more stream this week. So be on the lookout for that. I don't see any questions in the chat. I know there is a delay, so it's possible you didn't hear me ask for them yet. So I guess I'll wait just a few more seconds. But anyway, I really appreciate you all watching. Thanks so much. Hopefully something that I've done or said is helpful to you. And all your comments on the video and in the chat are super helpful to me. I love getting your feedback and your help on things. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. It's early, so at least in my time zone, it's still pretty early. So have a great day. Bye. My mom says bye. Bye, Mom. Yeah, everybody have a great day. And until next time, have a great day or rest of the week, depending on when I stream again. But see you later.